Welcome back, everybody. I was looking through my games list, and you know, I was trying to find something new to start, but something that wouldn't be like a whole new slog. And I figured this is as good a choice as any. This is her story. You might have heard of it.
Who is she?
We're gonna find out.
Tori? Is that your name? Oh, I don't know.
It's
okay.
Ree.
I don't know. Why? Oh.
Search terms: murder.
What year is this?
Okay, so I should probably for once, I should probably actually capture my mouse. Because we're in it. We're in the game. EA Sports.
We're in the sauce.
Okay. Let's read the README. Introduction to the Logic Database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic Database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow and preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically stored using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. To retrieve a clip, type in a word, e.g. robbery, into the search field. Click search, and the database will return all the clips in which the speaker uses that word. To narrow a search, use multiple words, e.g. robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. E.g., yes, I was there. Inverted commas. Alright, you're not from America. To store a clip for a later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags to your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box and type in your desired tags. For any further assistance, please contact your department's Information Technology representative. I'll call IT later.
Yeah, I looked up where Portsmouth is, and apparently it's an English city.
Really read me. Hey, here's the database. I filed from a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999. And then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detective's footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged and the old archives were flooded in 97, but figured this would be enough. Take your time. Log off. The rubbish bin. What's in the rubbish bin? Hack.info. Yeah!
What?
Mirror game. Cracks with class. Oh boy, let's go.
Oh
Let's play some Go. Player 1's turn. I don't know where a valid move. Oh, the X's are valid moves. Player 2's turn. All right, where do you want to go?
Oh god. It's not just a computer? Okay.
Apparently not.
Weird, okay. I don't know if I know the rules to this game. Bottom
Me
right?
neither. I don't super know how to play Go either.
The middle left?
This one or this one?
I'm sorry, I can't see what you're pointing to.
You can't see my mouse? Shit.
No, not on this. Not on this capture.
The one. God damn it.
The one nooked in between, like,
okay.
Yeah. Far right. Middle left of those three in a horizontal, or in a vertical line. Yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. We're gonna call this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Oh god. I'm assuming you went left to right.
Sorry.
I don't know. 1.
Oh baby.
Bottom right. Oof. Maybe that was bad. Top left.
This one? Or the one next to the diagonal 3?
No, the
one right under the red?
On top of the red, on top of the highest red line.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was looking at the diagonal purples, that's what I meant.
We have no clue what's going on.
No, not at all.
Nah. Well, I think I kind of get what it is.
I
just don't know
vaguely
the
understand,
rules.
yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I should start numbering them too. I don't know. So I guess it'd be from left to right. 1, 2, 3, and then there's one under that, which would be 4, then 5, 6, 7. So
Here. Let's see, what's it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 on here. Is it 8 by 8? Okay. So left and then down quadrants for your coordinates.
Okay.
Or right and then down.
2, 3, 4.
I'm guessing 6.
4, 8? Curious if that does literally anything.
4, 8 is this blank one at the bottom.
Oh, sorry, 4, 7.
Okay.
That didn't really do much of anything. 7, 6? Okay, my experimentation seems to have screwed the pooch a little on this one. That's what I get for not knowing the rules. 1, 6? Eight, 5? Uh, 8, 7? Eight, 3? One, 4? Three, 7? 2, 6? 248. Uh, 28. 17. 63. 33.
Oh, doggy.
Um, 62. 82. 73. My pooches. I'm not sure that'll do as much as I want it to. Five two? Yeah, I didn't think so. Damn it! I was waiting to get that spot. I shouldn't have had all my eggs in a single basket, but I still don't exactly know all of the rules here.
Me neither. I'm just making moves that seem correct.
Two. I had everything set up for you, god damn it. 1-1. None of these look like they'll be good moves at all, but I'm still not sure if I understand anything. God. 4-2. Pathetic. uh, 7-1. Wow, so many choices.
I'm the champion. Alright, we better get to work.
What a riveting game. Anyway, what's next?
It's time for time. Is this... No. I was gonna say, is this adjusted for what's it called time? But no, not really. Or is it 620? 1660?
Huh?
I don't know how this
I think it's the
works.
date.
Oh, that would make a lot more sense. What time is it then? Is the thinner one? I guess the question is the thinner one the hour hand, or I would think the
No,
thicker one would be
wait.
the hour hand. They
The
don't
thicker
seem to be
one's
longer,
so long, but the thicker one's usually the hour hand. I don't know why it's so
right?
long though. I'm gonna assume it's
I
the
need to
hour
see.
hand.
I need to see a full minute pass, and then we'll see. This clock seems fucked up and evil. Okay.
Ah, okay.
So it's what, 8?
Yeah,
Almost
it's
8?
almost 8 o'clock.
Quarter to 8. Not even a quarter to 8, like 5 till. Okay. Well, keep that in the corner. What? Why does clock get so much priority?
I don't know.
DB checker. I want you open just in case. Why does everything get so much priority over my cornerstone? Whatever. Okay. Well, let's look at murder.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Hello?
Riveting.
It was so short.
Is it only giving me segments of like certain things?
Wow, they're all very short clips.
Yeah? That's me.
I killed him.
February? I mean, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder? I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person. I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other. Just that. Stories.
Oh my god. Girl, you messed up. Wow. Your poor lawyer has so much garbage to deal with now. Whoa.
Do we want the authentic glare experience?
I don't know. Maybe not.
Okay.
It's even got like dust particles and stuff.
Played a whole game while it was all dusty and glaring.
Put dust under the real dust on my monitor.
Alright, give me everything. 271 entries. Yeah, that sounds about right. Why are these all like 7 seconds?
I don't know. Are these all done in order? Oh, okay. It looks like they are.
These ones are, yeah, because I don't have a search.
Yeah, it's
I don't
just
have a
these are
search
clearly
query.
taken in the... These ones are definitely taken in the same setting on the same day, probably, but it looks like, based on the timestamps, they're presented in order as well, so that's good.
Yeah. It says I have 271 results, but it's not letting me, like, scroll. Oh, we only have 232 megs of local storage.
Oof. Access limited to first 5 entries. That's a real helpful database.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Uh-huh. Play them all, damn it. I put them in a session.
Black coffee, thanks. No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
I'm gonna do that every time? Okay.
My name is Hannah. H-A-N-N-A. N-N-A-H. It's palindrome.
No shit.
It reads the same
Uh-huh.
backwards as forwards. It
Yeah,
doesn't
we
work if you
yeah.
hear it though. It's not quite symmetrical, but well, I mean, you get the idea.
Yeah, you
Sorry.
good?
Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Hannah Smith, 31 Gladstone Street.
Taking notes?
Simon.
No, I'm just
Simon
making
Smith.
mental notes already.
He works at Pence Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass. Simon does the more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
Search coffee. Yeah, they did
I'm
make
gonna-
an.
Phone? Yeah. Well, they have one for the glaziers, but it's only for work. I can't remember the number. Oh, it's in the kitchen. I saw it plugged into its charging cradle. Simon is 6 foot, darkish blonde hair, average build. He's clean shaven. If his beard grows, it goes ginger, so he shaves it. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with ginger hair.
What are you trying to
I
say,
called
lady?
a photo. They said a spring photo. This was taken last year on holiday in Rome. It's the best one I have.
So many coffee videos. They did
boy.
make an explicit note of that, though.
Yes. I got to Glasgow. I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back.
I guess we'd need to know where Simon was to see if various facts
He's
corroborate.
back. It was a present to myself. I shouldn't even be drinking coffee with the baby. It's been hard trying to give it up.
The kid will be fine.
Have one cup. No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
Riveting.
Coffee, I guess. Milk and sugar.
Huh?
Wait,
when was the last clip taken? Date-wise, was she
Black
talking about
coffee,
being
thanks.
pregnant?
No sugar. Sweet enough as it is.
Because, yeah, that one's June 18th, and then on July 2nd, she says milk and sugar. July 1st.
this is July 7th over here. This is February 7th. Oh, sorry,
it's
it's July.
British.
God damn it. Fine. Fine. Yeah, you're right. So June, she says no coffee with no sugar. July, she starts talking about being pregnant.
And how she shouldn't drink coffee, but then she accepts the
Immediately.
coffee later.
Yeah.
Is she lying about her pregnancy?
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow. We weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Okay. So.
Yes, I'm fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
Okay. Just checking out.
No. Well, yes. You found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant. is Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born. Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower. Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
What that?
What? How's that relevant?
Achievement unlocked. It's a happy ending. Also, yeah. What?
I guess perhaps we should
Did she
search
say
Rapunzel at some point.
Did she say pregnant at any point in that? I don't think she did.
She said Rapunzel got pregnant. The prince impregnated her when he visits her.
Okay.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted.
I got an achievement for that Rapunzel story.
I was driving badly, and I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Yeah, I guess checking by date would also be.
Yeah,
where do we want to?
Every time she mentions being pregnant, so far I believe it's all been late June, and then her latest coffee order that we've seen was July 2nd, suddenly with cream and sugar.
And July 1st, she was on the pregnant thing, also.
So
harping on it.
Either there's a chance that she's lying about her pregnancy, or she terminated her pregnancy. But I don't know enough about this woman to ascertain what is more likely the truth.
Right.
Also, I doubt you'd be going anywhere the day after the pregnancy, because like you said on July 1st she mentioned pregnancy again. Her next coffee order was literally the next day. You're probably not going to be walking around after such procedure.
Right. Dates do not get me anything.
Boo. Rapunzel? I'm curious.
How do you spell Rapunzel? Yes.
Yeah. Wow, there's a lot.
But wait, there's more.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain is just full of it.
Full of Rapunzel.
Oh, and everything's in colour.
Chock full of Rapunzel.
Yeah.
Did I pass? Sorry, I messed it up with all that Rapunzel stuff. Do you need me to do that card again?
Huh?
Could the hairs have come from somewhere else? I mean, could they... We have a lot of dolls in the attic. There's a Rapunzel doll with long blonde hair. Could they have come from there?
Oh god.
We were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper, undressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair is cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
Uh-huh.
Okay, so the thing that seems most relevant to me is the clip where she talks about the hair coming from somewhere else. There's only been one listed blonde character so far in this game, and it is the victim.
True. I want to try. Let's see.
She said it was long though, so
Clip
is there a
D.
chance that
No, that doesn't. It's only
Clip
transcriptions. It's only transcriptions, not file names.
it's possible that
So, hair.
our victim was having an affair or something?
What kind of hairs?
Oh. Hello? Okay. Oh, that
Wait.
leads into the other clip.
Yeah.
What does she have a guitar for?
What? 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
You want me to play something?
Here we go.
Sing for me, Hannah.
I'm not the world's greatest guitar player. Okay? Probably needs tuning. No. It's okay. How about a traditional ballad? Should be right up your street.
What's that supposed to mean, Hannah?
Yeah, what do you think? You don't know me? You don't know
Oh,
me?
July 1st, the same day she said she can't have coffee because she's pregnant.
Interesting.
There were two sisters came walking by the sea. Oh, the wind and the rain. The eldest one pushed the other one in. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. See, they both had a love for the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. But he only cared for the youngest one. Oh, the dreadful wind. Oh, the eldest envied her sister fair. Oh, the wind and the rain. With a pretty little face and a long blonde hair. Oh, the dreadful wind and
Uh-huh.
So she pushed her in and held her down. Oh, the wind and the rain watched her as she slowly drowned. Oh,
I don't like how you smile at that line.
Oh, she floated up and she floated down. Oh, the wind and the rain floated till a ship came by. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. Out comes the captain's son. Oh, the wind and the rain. Father dear, here swims and swan. Oh, the dreadful wind and rain. And then it gets really weird, so I think that's a good place to stop.
No, yeah, it was really normal.
Yeah, it was normal up to that point, totally.
Traditional ballad achievement unlocked.
Uh-huh.
Why can I hold so many entries here? Can I remove it from the session? Do I have to drive it to the rubbish?
Get out of here.
No. Look, I have been around 90s technology. It was a little better than this.
A touch.
You could look up files, okay? I don't think they held this many videos, though. Well, shit, what should we look into?
Sister.
Sister, right?
When she went home, Simon had a birthday tea waiting. Afterwards, she told Simon about me, told him I was pregnant, She wanted me
Oh.
to move in with them, this sister he didn't know she had. She knew that instant. The look on his face. She She sent him out the house, kicked him out, called me up, crying, and I went round. I guess I had a feeling I could hear something was wrong in her voice, but I wasn't sure what it was. She called me sister on the phone. She never calls me that.
Is the screen dimming for a second?
It is, yeah.
Does it just do that if I hold still? Or is this like a flicker? I don't know. Fuck it.
My sister is gone. And she's never coming back.
Oh, was I mistaken?
What?
Okay, so far.
One sec, I might need to reset the stream. I guess the recording's still gonna be going, so continue your thought.
I think I made a dumb assumption early on when we hadn't seen enough evidence. I think I got confused about who the victim is. I think it's her sister. I think the victim is her sister, and her fiance is, or husband, I'm not sure, is just irrelevant to the case. In her alibi of having ever contacted him at that time is also important. But also we have the contradiction of, it seems that she was probably lying about having told her fiance that she was pregnant, based on whatever this account is about her sister. I don't know. Something about these scenes seem very vulnerable and more believable. I could be wrong though.
Who can say?
Yeah, so now we know there's an obsession with Rapunzel. Her fiance has short, dark blonde hair, and that if her sister has long blonde hair, then that confirms some things for us. Oh, what a creepy ass song though. I don't dislike it, but I find it so funny. That's just like, oh, it gets weird from here.
Tell me more about the weird song. Yeah, it's like the thing. I feel like our potential theory of these being identical twins also is not unusual. Or is not, like, out of the question. Like, what is it? It's like, from 7-1 to 7-2 might be two different people.
That would be hilarious.
We don't have any proof of that yet.
Does twins bring up anything?
Ho ho ho.
What the hell?
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Twins? Really? Are you really asking me that question?
Yeah.
I mean, I
Fucking
know
answer.
it's.
Why is the screen dimming? Stop it.
I think it's trying to simulate your eyes adjusting to the brightness after you
Oh,
finish
I
the video.
fucking hate it. It sucks.
Are you out of your mind? Twins.
Keep going. No, I want to hear you finish that
Why
thought.
is
Twins. Twins.
Oh, I better
Really?
separate this. Right, it's like 3 more of that.
Wow.
Anyways, yeah, we're twins.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just
What?
happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
That was some very specific
There were always
phrasing.
princes and princesses. They were the special people, more important than the other characters in their stories. We knew we were like that. Twins. Magical.
Okay.
We were the princesses. We had a poster of Princess Diana from the newspaper up in our attic. Had a pride of place. And underneath we used to put all our special things. When her engagement was announced, we were obsessed with everything she did.
Yeah, so was
And
everybody
later,
else.
when her life went so bad, we felt for her. Her divorce last year just kind of drew a line under things.
Ugh.
Like a candle in the wind.
So, oh my god, Giga. So,
Maybe.
they are twins, and one of them is healthier than the other. But in what capacity, I don't know.
I guess it's like our so. Yeah, we have twins, and I'm pretty sure we're right, but I guess we still don't have the link that says we're right. You know, in these videos yet.
Yeah, and so one twin consistently drinks coffee. Another twin likes coffee, but doesn't drink it because they're pregnant.
Did we ever get a name on her sister?
Who was Florence?
I think Florence was her, right?
Can we rewatch the... Oh, there we go. Good.
Do we want to just rewatch this one to confirm, or go from here? That's earlier.
We can rewatch all the... We can watch all the new stuff first.
Yeah. Let's just go in order.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Okay.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time.
Who are you?
That's called twins.
Yeah, that's
I'd
there it
been
is.
throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead.
Oh god, secret twin.
Secret twin murdered someone and pinned it on the twin.
Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
Well. Hello?
Hey, whoa! They're coming for you, Hannah!
They're coming for her or me?
No.
They better be
Florence
going
took
for
me home
her.
with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. Take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
There we go. Now we have context.
Okay, so we've got a thieving midwife who stole a baby whom she told the mother was
Florence raised
dead.
me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight.
Obsessed with
It
Rapunzel.
wasn't odd for people to see
Got
me
it,
midwife
yeah.
with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her.
You raised the secret twin across the street?
That's so funny.
I thought it was like a reflection in the mirror.
That is the funniest
It was
thing.
me.
It's so dumb. I'm into it though.
I can see that messing with someone a lot, though.
Florence was a warm, kind
Well,
person,
yeah.
but she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I was a found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Old
Sewing needles
papers,
and buttons.
Yeah.
letters, that kind of thing.
Never any biscuits.
Never.
Her story wasn't there.
Her story!
Ooh, we have a title! Ding, 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 ding.
I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again.
I mean, technically, you're supposed to still.
Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s.
I wouldn't say that's strange so much as sad. There's lots of widows from their 20s in her generation.
Married for life,
Yeah.
and she felt she could never marry again.
I mean, it's till
Guess it was
death do we
harder
part,
for a
lady.
war
Come on.
widow. One of the dead.
You got the most legal
I don't know, maybe
version.
there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Okay.
Ugh.
No. It was just me and her. Eve was the name they were going to call their first child. They talked about it and were going to try when he came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl. It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Okay, so her name is probably Eve.
Probably. I was gonna search Hannah next.
You good?
No. No, I'm not.
It's getting easier to tell them apart, though. Maybe.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
There you go. We have reading comprehension. Or I guess listening comprehension too, but I'm
Rhythm.
mostly reading this story.
Drop it, Hannah.
You gonna say anything?
I think
No.
that was the interviewer walking in,
Huh.
which means that probably shouldn't have been recorded in the first place.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith.
Oh god,
Oh,
the freaking
shit.
lie detector test.
Sorry.
Whoops, my name is Eve something.
Yeah. I'm sure if I search Eve, that'll be the next
She
clip.
recognized me from the window. She told me
Hey,
to
you're
come
me.
inside.
A Spider-Man
me.
meme.
Yeah,
They
honestly.
had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. It was a dollhouse. She hid me up there.
I guess if we searched Hannah
one
earlier,
else
this
ever
would
went
also
into
have
the
been a
attic.
very big, like, wait,
It was
what?
her place.
Why are you talking about Hannah?
Wait, so did Hannah sneak Eve into her house and have her live up there in the attic like some sort of like... There was a treehouse of horror like that, wasn't there?
Yes, there was that one where Bart's Siamese twin.
Lived in the attic, yeah. God.
Well,
Anyways.
my friend Eve.
My friend.
I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Huh?
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater. There was
Uh-huh.
no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown.
And so I wrote a song about it.
But that was it. It was just a moment.
Uh-huh.
We made up afterwards. It was a love-hate relationship.
Uh-huh.
Very normal things.
Mm-hmm.
Normal
Just
human,
girl things.
Yeah, normal human interactions.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young, we ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing in London and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him.
Yeah, 90s Bob Dylan is still pretty alright.
Paid to drop us off,
Probably.
and we would save money.
He's getting pretty old,
Each to
even
get
then.
there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police.
It's probably a better show than 2010's
So
Bob
they
Dylan, I'll
picked
tell you
us
that
up
much.
and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station,
From experience.
but I blamed everything on my friend Eve. So my parents let me off.
You suck,
Okay.
Hannah.
My mother called me Eve.
Ta-da!
Ta-da! Just having a normal one.
Yeah, hold on. Name. I want the follow-up to the lie detector. What the fuck? Give me the follow-up to this. What's this one?
I would have been a good mother. I was young, but I would have been a good mother. She was a girl, by the way, the baby.
Oh no.
This
We're going to
already
call her
not
Sarah.
go well? Oh, we got Sarah. We got a
Sam
name.
wanted to call her Ava after his nana.
We got a few names.
Sarah and Ava.
Symmetrical name.
I didn't want her to have a symmetrical name like me.
What kind of madness?
I hate myself.
Okay.
Oh, she's got a
you got
tattoo.
me.
I know
That's
it
right.
comes from.
We were there. It was a dirty weekend. Simon
I understand
was going
the
to expense it, pretend it was a business
Issue with
trip.
symmetry, though.
I used a made-up name.
Yeah.
We stayed at the hotel. Had room service.
Not related, but just, you know, the fact that she's a surprise twin, you know.
Great view of the river. And you could take a look.
Yeah, I guess that would kind of probably nag at your subconscious a
Like you
little
said,
bit.
It was very romantic.
So just they both have palindrome names. One is a lot simpler than the other.
My name. That was the only question I failed.
Sheikh Zula, the Mike Ruler.
Your lie detector works.
Okay. Lie detector. Alright, we got at least one. 4 seconds.
Yes. I'll take a lie detector test.
Great. 5 seconds.
I've never taken a lie detector test before.
Wow, did you know
Does it
it?
really work?
Well, it does.
Apparently.
It's good to know.
Lie.
Ooh.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get like that on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
What? You want to party? Is that what that means?
I think cleaning, but yeah.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That was the only mention of Ava. What was the other
Sarah?
one? Sarah. Okay. Wait, with an H? Yeah, that was the
I
only
think
mention of
so.
Sarah.
Okay. Crap.
Avenues-
You know what?
what
We haven't
avenues can we
done
go?
her fiance's name either.
Simon?
Simon, right?
Did we not?
I don't
I
think
guess not.
so.
It's the Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few drinks.
Well, that very much looks like Eve.
I have an idea of something to search, but I'll keep
Yes.
watching these clips.
There's an Amstrad one. No one uses it for very much. There's a printer so you can write letters on it. Simon sometimes plays games.
Oh yeah, those old clips had enough of the arm showing where we could see the other one didn't have a tattoo. I think.
I think every clip we've seen of Eve, she's wearing long sleeves,
Simon
hasn't she?
isn't the type
Except for the ones
to
with the
run
guitar.
off
I'm pretty
or
sure
do
that's Eve.
anything crazy.
Ah.
Someone must have done something to him, or there must have been some kind of accident. So what do we do next?
I'm sorry, I think I brain farted. What was in that one?
I don't know. I'm looking at tattoo.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass. That was before, a long time ago.
The incident.
He looks just like the photo. He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off for the camera. But he needs them.
Sometimes there's too much glare on the glasses for the camera. I get it.
To read
Yeah.
a
I'm sure that's what he was
newspaper,
thinking
a
about.
menu in a restaurant. Not so
Oh my
much.
god, what if Simon's also a twin?
He likes to
My twin got murdered. Now I can fake my own death.
If secret twins dating the same guy who also turns out to be secret twins would be the silliest plot twist.
Oh,
Okay,
my
yeah.
tattoo.
So that's low enough where you can definitely see it's
I got
not
it
her
to
on the other
express
ones.
my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
You don't say.
Individuality.
Expressing my individuality. Achievement unlocked. Lift up your hand,
So
your
I moved
thing.
out.
Show us your
Got a
arms.
small bed sit.
Roll up your sleeve.
Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
Show me. I don't
We
believe
didn't-
you.
In the bar
We didn't
with
want to do
keys.
makeup again.
So I had some money, enough money to cover
We don't
the
want to
rent.
put the tattoo on. You just gotta take our
And
word
I've
for it.
been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
I'm good. I'm pretty sure that one's Eve.
I feel it,
He saw
anything in
me
this room, I'm pretty
one
sure
of
is
my
Eve.
shows. Pure chance.
Yeah, I'm mostly just
Not sure I
basing it
remember
based
what
on
he was
the
even doing there.
way the actress talks and moves.
Afterwards,
But
I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking. I knew who he was. Obviously, I knew who he was. But he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness. He guessed my name from my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome, like that would impress me.
It's 3 letters, dude.
I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and
Your name's
talk
a
to him
palindrome,
after
just like my
all
wife.
this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking.
oof.
He later told me it was like he was dreaming.
Fellas, is it cheating if she looks exactly the same and talks exactly the same?
I feel like I've seen this in a manga at some point or something. Like, a guy ends up cheating on his girlfriend with her twin because she likes him and he thinks she's like role playing or something and isn't aware that she has a twin.
Sorry, guy. Alright, what should we search for?
Do we dare search palindrome?
Yeah, 50 results. No, we got them both.
Thank God. Okay. What kind of loser would explain what a palindrome is? My name is Hannah.
Honestly.
It's a palindrome. Should we go back to the guitar one to make sure we know who's singing?
That was Eve. She had the tattoo. Huh. Here's some not
No.
Eves.
No,
You can see
Simon didn't take his
something
part.
peeking out.
He wasn't very
can we?
musical.
Are we sure?
He liked to listen, but he
Did
was
Eve
tone deaf.
simply get the same tattoo to copy Hannah?
Yes. Yeah, it's my guitar. I
Nah,
guess you
see,
No.
like that's yeah. Whoops.
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah, start
It
somewhere.
was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
Am I starting to get confused? Because I thought there was I don't know, that one seemed very much like Eve to me.
How do you figure?
The behavior, the manner of speech. But I mean, maybe I just haven't seen enough of... Am I just getting confused now that I'm intentionally looking for it?
Wait a second.
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head.
How does this database checker work? DB344A, one volume missing. Create history. 61 entries for Simon? Oh boy.
Oh,
We got
boy.
it more specific.
Oh, we haven't searched
Marriage.
blonde yet.
Did we?
Oh, and we haven't done the specific phrases or anything either. Well, outside of this one.
This
Simon was very moral about that sort of thing.
includes both the
He wouldn't
words.
just walk out there and sleep with anyone.
Okay, you were
He was that
Eve.
kind of guy. He took his marriage very seriously.
Yeah, you're definitely Eve.
One volume.
So we know with certainty now that Hannah and Simon are married, and Simon cheated on Hannah with Eve. Also, yeah, Simon's dead. I'm so silly for having been confused earlier about that. Simon was a victim. We have, and it sounded like Eve explicitly. There's a good chance Eve confessed to Hannah about the affair, and Hannah took it badly, but I don't know if that's what the game wants me to think. Ooh.
An affair. Simon wasn't having an affair.
Well, that explains everything.
You're reaching here. And I don't know why. No, I've never cheated on anyone.
Now I've cheated
I've
with
never
someone.
taken anything from anyone.
That's very
Simon's
specific
dead.
phrasing. I'm gonna sleep with a dead man.
I have my
Boom.
baby to care for. Why are you trying to make me sad? Why are you so obsessed with sex and affairs?
Oh, you know.
You
Oh, you
cheated
know.
on your wife.
Not what
Is
I
this your
said.
thing?
Are you some sort of cuckold?
No, I do the cooking.
She didn't kill you. You think I killed Simon because he was having an affair? Well, I didn't kill him. I wasn't even there. I was in Glasgow worrying about whether my baby was still growing inside me. I mean, why would I kill Simon? I loved him.
Pouty face.
10 entries. Ugh.
So I got
Gotta
in the
narrow
car
it down.
And I drove. I just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. I just had to sleep.
The fuck was that? That spooked me. What is this sudden noise happening? Oh, okay, it was 627. 2056 50 2104. Man, there's a timestamp that's. What was she talking? I want to find out what happened in that with that noise. Wait, why did she put her hair up?
Yes.
Oh, it is a different shirt
I
too.
got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car.
It's the same session.
I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back.
The drama.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year.
Eric!
It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste.
Diane!
That time.
He's shouting
You
names.
must have eliminated me.
Yeah.
I was in
Okay.
Glasgow then.
This Glasgow trip is so important. Good God.
Apparently.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Tell me more about Glasgow.
God! Oh no! Eric and Diane are important. Oh no!
Oh, good heavens.
He was wearing a shirt.
Uh-huh.
It's a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans.
That's better.
He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric.
Eric's his
Had
boss.
his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear.
Oh.
He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house. So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
So it appears on June 18th, Eve was the one who reported Simon missing.
Oh, yeah. You're saying that's Eve?
I think
I guess,
it's Eve.
you know, just given the hair clue, I'd say I'd agree.
They seem
generally
mostly
just see-
consistent about the up and down.
Yes,
Yeah.
there's a car that we share, a Cavalier, and a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked on the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back. Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one.
Ooh.
He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash. But Eric
What
convinced
the-
him to get one.
I'm not trying to critique acting here or anything.
You
sorry,
should,
but suddenly that one seemed like Hannah.
It's
Eric was
probably
like an
pretty
uncle
fair to
him.
critique
They're
acting.
pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
No tattoo. Hair
yeah,
up.
that's her. Eric Simon. Okay.
Okay.
We
Maybe
couldn't
Eric
afford
killed
our
him.
own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full time at the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope. Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle, it was cold. I looked quickly in the living room, nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom, and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower, the phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it, I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
On the 30th.
Well,
So if that's Hannah, then there's a... Okay, unless it was just a recount, that's fair, but...
it could be a recount of of the 18th.
It could, yeah.
Not really.
Sift through the truth and the
Well, there's the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes
Don't
Eric,
want to meet the
his
missus.
boss, and his wife would come over for dinner. That would be us returning the favour.
What if Diane is the
Diane's a really
secret?
good cook into her trendy ingredients.
Maybe.
And the last time Simon cooked something off MasterChef, he got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit, commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
It's nice.
Ma'am, this is an investigation. Achievement unlocked. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Fennel, that's the clue.
My god. Might be. I'll look it. I'll
That'd be
Google it.
funny.
This one's a minute and a half.
Okay.
Back to July.
I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I parked down the end of the road. I walked up to the house. I knocked on the door. No answer. I took my keys out of my bag, unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. I could tell because the key wouldn't turn when I tried to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes on the shoe rack. I shouted out for him. I walked straight into the kitchen. He usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper. He wasn't
Creepy.
there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly into the living room. Nothing. I walked upstairs to the bedroom. He wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. Then I had a shower. Whilst I was in the shower, the phone rang. I think it was Eric, his boss. I didn't answer it. Then I came out and I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, but I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. I spoke to him. Then I called Simon's parents. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Creepy how their accounts are, like, word for word the same.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So obviously Fennel is the key and Simon's parents are irrelevant.
Was Simon's parents in both those stories? Or was it just
I'm
in the
trying to
second
recall.
one?
We could check.
I guess that's easy enough to check.
Okay.
These are both of those. Oh, Doug and Eleanor.
Called
Okay.
Doug and Eleanor.
Oh, yeah, okay. There's a little detail.
Okay, I thought there was something, but I couldn't remember that last part. Doug and who the hell are Doug and Eleanor?
I think they're Simon's
Oh,
parents.
that's the parents' names.
Yeah.
Is
But
so
Eve doesn't know their names offhand, at least
Yeah.
for her story.
Yeah. I've been round to Doug and Eleanor's and they're very worried. I feel sorry for
I guess
them.
if we needed more hints as to these are separate people,
yeah.
here's some more.
I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as a dinner lady at the primary school.
Doug.
They said it didn't matter if I
Doug.
could cook or not, just don't poison the kids.
Don't buy fennel.
So you see, it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
Yeah, she knows their names more because, well, I mean, weird, complicated
He-
history, but also they lived with his parents for a little while.
Yeah, Hannah very much seems like the legitimate wife, of course.
Yeah, makes
I
sense.
hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day, you know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is, putting on a brave front.
This is
She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental.
Don't let Doug
next to
watch
the
this.
Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes
Reader's Digest,
inside.
The Secret.
And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there,
Zoom.
I looked at the vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
How'd she hide the smell?
That's a good question. Well, maybe, you know, she probably smokes them somewhere else.
But it sticks to your clothes and your hair. You'd have to wash your clothes and
gotta go
hair
outs-
immediately
smoke
after
outside.
smoking. No, even if you smoke outside,
With the wind blowing,
it'd have to be a pretty windy day literally every time you smoke.
it's Britain. I don't know. Maybe she did wash. I mean, she was very dutiful with her cleaning.
I
Like
guess
she said.
so.
There's 6 entries. There's another Doug video that I don't have.
1984 wasn't awful year in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer.
Hmm.
It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So
And that answers
when
our
we discovered the
question.
bodies, it was just
Oh, wait, she already mentioned it earlier, but we weren't sure yet.
because of the circumstances, them dying together
What,
like
her
that,
parents?
They brought in a lot of police,
Well, not just that,
forensic
but
entomologist.
the timeline of the pregnancies.
Yes.
It seems like
Because of the
they're
heat.
both they were both pregnant, but Hana is no longer pregnant.
Yeah.
Definitively lost her child before any of these videos were ever taken. So anyone who ever talks about pregnancy is definitively Eve.
Yeah, she seems the most worried. Consistently. Ah,
Okay,
shut up.
thank Reader's Digest. Thank
Okay.
God. Okay. God, her parents, that's messed up. Who else did we have? We didn't do Diane. I don't know if that's important at all. Parents, yeah.
No, I lost the baby. I had a miscarriage at 8 months. We carried on living at Simon's parents until, well, it was only a few months after. Then my parents died. It was the worst year of my life.
Yeah, that sounds pretty
Miscarriage
bad.
and then
That's a rough summer.
Especially given that your parents were found post-mortem a while after. That's
Ugh.
pretty awful.
yes. I inherited it from my parents, so it made sense to move back, me and Simon. Felt like going back to old ways before the pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, a dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't sleep in my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it
Fair.
as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Okay.
I think miscarriage brings up any new things?
Exactly 5 inches. Let's keep talking about your miscarriage.
They got
God, so awful.
thinking it was flu or something.
And also
And
your
then
dead
called me, I had
parents.
to use my key to let them in.
Yeah.
We found them dead in their bed.
What a fucking 1-2 punch
And
of
they'd been there for
trauma.
days. No one had noticed.
Seriously.
Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Whoa!
Hannah.
What's your goddamn
what's the
language? Hannah.
Yeah. Jesus, Hannah, I'm so sorry.
Now the cops are here again. God damn it.
They're coming for Eve this time.
We changed our mind.
Yeah. I mean, I was infertile. Thought I was. They told me I was infertile after the miscarriage because of complications.
Here's more clues in case you were trying to determine that there's something up with the whole pregnancy thing.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile. Felt like the universe had
Stop it.
corrected its course.
Eve.
Mind again.
Jeez. I think Eve
But
might have some issues.
Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school. And then
And then?
Wait.
Why? Who is splitting these clips? I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
them.
Absolutely murder this person.
I just want to keep this open because it fascinates me and I feel like there's something vital. 1 volume missing.
Do you think the Glaciers would give us any new information?
Sorry, what?
Do you think Glaciers would give us any new information?
Glaciers?
Yeah.
Was it this? No. What? How'd they spell it again?
How did they spell it? Whoa, searching it gives me that spelling. I guess it just doesn't bring anything up. Oh, it's giving me glacier, not glaciers.
Yeah.
Okay. She's being chased. They're trying to catch her because she did something bad. I guess she broke the rules.
You broke the
Or
rules.
maybe they think
You
she did
broke the
something.
rules.
Maybe it wasn't her fault. She looked scared, not guilty. Maybe it was mistaken identity.
Glaciers. Okay.
And that's why you should let me go.
Did they catch her there? I don't know.
Okay.
Now tear off all your pubic
With a
hair.
Z. Glaciers with a
Yeah.
Z.
I was just trying to remember the lyrics to that song. Whoa!
Whoa.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
Also, yeah, P.O. brought up a win condition, and I'm
Yeah.
really not sure.
We met when we were 17, both working at the glaziers.
I don't know.
No.
Maybe.
Everyone loved Simon. He's a glazier, he doesn't have much money. I don't know. I don't know.
I didn't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Ah.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She
Yeah,
is
driving
the
a car
shy
is
one.
tough.
She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after a night that his band had played at. It got difficult. When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin. She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
What the hell?
A bruise, pulling a tooth, a graze. We used a hairbrush.
Stop.
Oh.
After that, we took it in turns, though. I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
Great.
Shakes, what the hell were you playing? Shakes. Shakes. I'm scared. Shakes. I don't... What the hell? I don't... Yes. I was... Oh, we never did search gas station, did we? I'm curious. Robbery. Supermarket.
No.
Boo.
What?
Ooh, do British
like,
people call it something else?
Was it like one word? It would be a
The
petrol
petrol pump.
station. It would be a petrol station.
The petrol bowl.
Oh, we already had one. No, yeah, I'm not saying gas.
Um.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay, what else have we not? We might need to start getting more into phrases then, huh?
Maybe a little bit.
What are some important phrases? Oh, God. I'm so scarred. There we go.
It just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
Such as being interviewed
So that's
for
what
murder.
that was. So I think
Yeah.
it wasn't just a simple affair anymore that was revealed to Simon. Like, Eve told him about them, and Simon was like, oh my god, I had literally no clue that I was having an affair. Which is pretty messed up.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me, but that was it. We didn't want another card on our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back.
Wait, no!
After
No,
that,
no,
it
no.
was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant. From that one time.
Not even once, kids.
Not even once. I am so scared that the Ouija board better not be relevant. I'll lose it.
I am looking it up
lasted
next.
About 6 months. I tried to carry on, but everything was different. Hannah insisted I not pretend to be her around Simon, let alone sleep with him.
Get a tattoo or something. I don't give a
Didn't
fuck.
share him like the others. The rules had changed. Me living in the attic had become weird in a way it hadn't been before.
It was pretty normal before.
So, okay, so far it seems like more than likely Eve's the murderer, and her motive was that she wanted to return back to the way her state of normalcy with her sister, and Simon was what interrupted that.
Bible always felt like it was a sign.
Yeah.
You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met
You
Simon.
don't know who Grace Kelly is?
We used a Ouija
Not off the
board
top
to
of my
speak to
head,
her.
no.
That gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind.
That's a bad
We
mentality.
used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Princess of Monaco. Oh, I see. Okay.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl. Helps make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective. Everyone's on the same page.
So there is no win condition to this game, for the record.
So
This
we
is
just
us
have to
figuring out a story. But, like, I think... Oh. We might have a pretty okay picture of what's
When I was
going
8,
on.
Mother died.
Like the big
She slipped
events of it.
downstairs.
Florence just
It
slipped
was
and
an
died.
accident. I had read a diary at that point, and I knew she wasn't my real mother. So I burned the diary that day and I left. Walked out and across the street.
Hey, Hannah, what's up?
And went to the attic, yeah.
And that's when they started living that way.
Fuck it, whatever, we're mirror images, right?
Yeah.
This is probably the immediate clip afterwards.
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it. I mean, they wouldn't have had the money to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, big duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing in it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left a light on. It was making the most horrendous noise.
Moth makes
Tried to
noise?
kill it, but it was tough. We ended
What?
up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
What?
How big was this moth?
I think that moth, it sounds like that moth was big enough to have rights. Like,
Yeah.
it's up.
That's the first murder.
Yeah, then we just got the bloodlust.
Yeah. Got a
Yes.
taste for
I
it.
read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's
While I
house
was
we
locked
had,
in the...
we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play up there and make up our own stories.
How about fairy tale?
I was also gonna look up Dollhouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's
And
some fairy
places.
tales.
I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity.
So I guess there's also a timeline of her trying to play innocent,
Simon
where
was
Eve was definitely
quiet,
posing as
more
Hannah
thoughtful
again.
than the other boys.
Mm.
Even then, he had a sense of craft.
But then she took the lie detector test and she couldn't hide it anymore.
Wasn't always rushing stuff.
I think she got taken in
Boys
under
value
that
to just
complete
run around like
suspicion.
headless chickens most of the
Yeah.
time. Yeah.
Even when she was taking the lie detector, I think
Plus he had
they
that
knew.
look.
Yeah.
He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
You know.
Ugh. Oh, the way she says that. You look like a prince.
Love your chain smoker voice.
He was devoted to me. I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other. Life isn't a fairy tale. You do what you can.
It's deep.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me. Do you want to hear the story?
Yeah,
It's a
go
real
for it.
life fairy tale.
I bet.
Okay.
Oh yeah, let's
What? Riveting.
Yeah, it's a great place to cut it off. We'll skip a few minutes and then.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses.
I love them. Did you know that?
evil witches, magical mirrors, and lost children. So you see, even before I knew the truth, I'd found it in those stories.
My God.
My God.
That's it.
Truth. What is the truth? Who is the What
Google,
if you search
tell
who
me
is
the
the
truth.
murderer? Who killed Simon? Thank God.
That'd be really funny, and it's just her going, me!
I did it. I killed him. Oh my God.
I don't see how it's hard. We've established I was in Glasgow when he was killed. You've spoken with the hospital?
2 seconds.
Ask the hospital.
Got it. I want these removed from my session.
I'm assuming Glasgow Hospital definitely wouldn't pull anything up then, since hospitals should pull up that at the very least.
Yeah.
Oh, you wanted to do Dollhouse.
Yes. Is that one word? Yes.
Yeah.
We only have one thing that we haven't even...
The legal stuff was completed very quickly. Hannah moved back in with Simon. Eric gave Simon the week off to help with the move. He decorated, modernised wallpaper curtains. Hannah insists the attic be left as it was, dollhouse and all. Simon never went up there.
He never saw me.
Yeah. This probably all would have ended a lot sooner if he ever went once.
Oh
the
my
place
god,
I
Hannah,
live.
wait a second.
What?
Whoa.
What?
God.
Victim. No. Crime. No. Robbery.
Supermarket robbery.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God damn it.
Talking about the fennel. Really rude me.
Okay.
They only
probably.
I guess there's like this just fucks me up. It says there's one volume missing and I want to know. Oh, well, I guess this is I think your total amount of clips. Okay, this is your tracker, I think.
What if the one clip missing is them saying we won't give you the confession video? I did it. We probably need to use phrases. Are you kidding me?
I mean, did is a pretty common word. It's just searching by words. That wasn't an exact phrase, so I guess hold on.
I did it. Her story.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror. He'd engraved the glass. The kind of mirror a princess would have in a story.
From one of
He
my
made it
books.
especially for me.
Now wait a second.
Shakes, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Is Eve a yandere?
Probably.
She probably really is.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. I haven't looked at it since.
So suspicious of this mirror.
It reminded her of how she has a twin.
Silverleaf? No. He normally silvers them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Simple. What?
I love it. Thanks.
There's more mirror argument. No, that's just one, but is there any other? other arguments?
spoke to Helen. She said he was upset about our argument, but I'm not sure what else he said. He likes Helen. He likes boys.
Did we ever
Okay,
look up
Helen.
blonde?
No, I think we thought of it, but we forgot to.
A stupid argument, nothing specific. No one knows how to push your buttons better than those you're close to.
You don't say.
Helen. Helen.
No,
Helen.
I mean, yes, we have arguments, but he never runs off. He always comes back. We make up. It's always that way. Yes. He left after the argument. It was about 8 o'clock.
The end. Sorry, Helen and blonde was... No, okay. Do you want to hear the song about
This
murder?
other person doesn't exist. I don't know what the blonde wig is, but it could be anything. Have you looked at the cat flap?
Say what? I am looking at the cat flap.
Who snuck in
Respectfully.
through your cat flap?
No, they were shut. Most of the windows are really hard to open anyway. They're stifling in summer.
Just like when my parents
Changed
died.
over by my dad. Could have left a door open accidentally. Or there's a cat flap in the back door. No, no cat. My parents had a cat before they died called Domino. It was this little black...
Cat's Domino.
Yeah.
We never did anything about the cat flap, but if you were thin, you could maybe squeeze through it.
That seems like a tall order.
I mean, I guess it depends how big they made it, but I guess we know someone supposedly blonde was in the house, and there was a good chance that... Did they say wig because there's... Oh god.
Really? Okay,
Sing the other half.
here's the rest.
Oh, you fucker,
Oh,
you are
God.
gonna do it. Get weird.
Yeah, we're getting weird tonight.
That come up when I searched blonde. Oh, it might have been the one left out.
I guess if you use two... that sounds hard. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be good.
It's a symbolic thing. It's mostly just for show.
Hey, look, I made this violin out of my dead girlfriend.
Or sister.
Yes, the only tune that the fiddle could play was all the dreadful.
I mean, yeah, that was a little weird, but it was about the same level of weird as killing your sister in the water. Hey!
That was the weird part for you.
Evidence against you.
How dare you? What the hell? Oh, P.O.
Yeah.
That's scary. But, very possible.
God, it really is. I'm sorry. No.
Parents Hannah? I did it. I killed them.
Yeah.
Oh, it's 2
The parents
minutes.
decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents.
God,
There's
she
no way
probably...
I could follow.
Because she
So
was
we were
still in the
separated
attic,
again.
right?
I stayed in
Maybe?
the attic.
Oh god.
It was hard.
Oh god, she did it.
It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig.
Uh-huh.
Blonde. A blonde wig.
Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was
A
trying
wig?
to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks and alleyways. I was 17. It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop them with
Not
that.
Smeagol.
When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time, my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but
Probably was.
neither of us wanted it. We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in. That was the plan.
Ugh.
And then I killed my parents.
I'd believe it.
What was their names? Did we get their parents' names?
Hannah's parents? I don't recall her mentioning their names. We got Simon's parents' names.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
typo.
that's- Oh. Wait, isn't that what we just googled?
You did parents Hannah. So
Okay,
yeah,
it's
I guess
the same.
it
It's
gives
the same
result.
either way. Parents removed. No.
Parents killed. Parents murdered.
We're gonna try it. No. Orchestrated. The murder of my parents.
Sick? They haven't said how the parents died, just that they weren't found for a while. 1 minute, 7 seconds.
I was living in the attic.
Uh-oh.
It was a very hard time. I was depressed, was still pretty sick of the STD. And I came down one morning and they were dead. They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot.
Huh.
And I'd slept through it. The police said it was mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognize them. And there's no way he would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
Where I stored all the death caps that I picked.
Yeah, what?
Yeah. How about poison or suicide?
Yeah, I was gonna look up poison for sure. 13 seconds, great.
At the time they said it was poison, food poisoning. I mean, I felt so guilty. If I'd still been at home, maybe I could have done something. I didn't. Suicide? No. I mean, he would never do anything like that. He is not the kind of person to do anything like that. I mean, to hurt himself? No.
It's different. Different subject.
Okay, so
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
I don't know if we're gonna get a definitive answer on that, but I think it's a pretty easy gap to fill.
Yeah.
Given how we
never-
already know secret person in attic who wanted the person to move in with them.
They never even checked the attic.
Oh.
Oh. Okay. So.
I have
I think so. I mean, to get into our garden, we'd have to climb through other gardens. All the gardens back onto each other, so you'd have to climb over 1, 2, 3 gardens to get to ours. I mean, did anyone see anything? Did anyone see anyone come and go? An intruder?
No. Because there was.
Because there was someone in the attic, yeah.
Da-na-na-na.
No, okay, so that... I want to find more of the lie detector. But, like, we'd have to know what she's answering? What? What did she say in this one? No, this one?
Yes. My name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Yeah.
Come on!
Come on.
Did she just not correct herself? Okay.
I don't think she ever explicitly said my name is Eve. I think she just told the story about how she was named Eve. And then Hannah's like, oh, why was I talking about Eve?
Well, that was on this one. I just mean this one. Like, she talks about it, it's like, oh, I got that first question wrong. On the
Yeah.
lie detector.
She says the
Why?
only thing I got it wrong was my name.
I guess she didn't correct herself or something.
No, I don't think
I
she ever
wish I could-
explicitly said it.
I wish I could follow up. I just want to follow up on this stuff. Like, it's like, oh, I want to... It's like, we got file names. Let me search the file names.
Oh yeah, they made a point of pointing... They made a point of, like, talking about Simon's van. I guess
Yeah.
we've been surprised before.
Van. Nah, just once.
You'll find keys. I don't know.
You know why they call me Captain Keys? Because I got the keys to Halo.
Yes. I always pull it shut and then lock the bigger lock with the key.
Okay.
No, I don't think it was. I turned the key, but it was already unlocked.
If you want to treat this as a game, I guess the best way to do it, oh wow, yeah, is to just go by a database checker.
That's very.
Just see how many videos you were missing. Oh, it also tells you where you are, I guess, once you refresh it. If you get them all, do you get like one more video? Is that how this works?
That would be cool. I would love to have a confession video. But that would mean there is an end game, isn't there?
Yeah, I think the point of the game is there isn't. Confession.
Secret.
Pretty sure we had multiple videos where they say
Oh, God.
secret. Apparently we only watched one
It
of
was
them.
supposed to be a secret. Just because Simon is dead doesn't mean I have to give up all his secrets. It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to Simon. No one murdered my husband because he cheated his expenses for a romantic weekend in Oxford.
Noted.
Oh yeah, we never did we ever search Helen? Or whatever her name was. Was it Helen?
Diane?
No.
When we
No.
worked together, we'd send secret messages by tapping out a code that we'd learned from a book. The knock code. Something prisoners of war would use. We'd tap them out on radiator pipes or the attic floor.
Crap.
Transcribe this, asshole.
Hannah did that earlier in one of the videos.
Did she?
We had mice.
Yeah. In the video where she was like, oh, why did I talk about Eve? She started rhythmically tapping and we started fake beatboxing over it.
Of course we did. Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
Maybe the person's set.
What are you doing talking about Eve?
Well, that's neat.
What kind of code did Eve say that was?
I don't know if she said it was one. I don't think she said it was a specific one. Oh, hold on. No, okay, that's the only one talking about the code. Okay, so yeah, I think that one's a case of, well, I'm gonna play this and then I'm gonna refresh. Okay, that's where we are. Test.
I've never taken a lie detector test before.
Okay. We're over here, which we only have one of the questions from it.
I mean, it probably isn't just Morse code. Right?
Hard to say,
Seems
you know?
Because you can't have an enduring note. There's only taps and breaks, so...
That, well, yeah, I guess so. I feel like people have still done.
Maybe.
Like, you do a longer break if it's not a hold. Or something like that.
Who the hell is Helen? This came up so suddenly. I don't even... That name had only been brought up once.
Twice, apparently.
Twice? Because Simon likes Helen, I don't
It's the
know.
Rockington Arms, the Rock. It's run by a nice couple, Peter and Susan. There's some other regulars there that Simon likes to drink with, and the barmaid they're having sometimes, Helen. Peter said Simon had been in and had a few.
Oh,
drinks.
she's the barmaid. That's what. That's it.
That's it.
Okay, so as I can gather, they were using tap codes during the interview, the initial interview process, and may have even just been switching between interviews themselves because they had practice doing that on dates.
Yeah, I think they definitely did that early on, because I feel like the inconsistencies between characterization within the same interviews is a thing supported by later evidence now. Plus, you're right, consistently, after she took the lie detector test, every interview with Eve has been in a singular setting.
Yeah.
That
That's, yeah,
was
definitely more of a lockup kind of like interview. That's an
Wait, what date was
interrogation.
that? Was that July 1st?
What, this one?
No, that wasn't July 1st.
This is June 18th. This is the
No,
initial.
the lie
Oh.
detector.
June 3rd.
Ju-
July
July
3rd, rather.
3rd. Okay.
Yeah, the jig kind of seems to be up after the second.
Hmm.
And I think it's because
After
she talks about the baby.
The coffee.
Baby?
Oh my gosh.
Can't believe we didn't
We
search
spent the
that.
wedding night in a hotel in Brighton.
I think we were focusing
It
on
would be too much to
pregnancy.
do more. We were saving for the
That's
baby.
true.
It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to get away for our holiday.
Okay.
It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby.
The baby.
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. And I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back, and that's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body. I screamed, and that's when I called the police.
Just discovering Simon's body?
Simon's body was just in the basement. What the heck?
Yes.
Not great.
Hair change.
It was a shock to him. I mean,
Huh.
he never thought it was possible.
Yeah. And water.
I don't know what
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby. I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
Before the jig is up. They're not doing well with their consistency, though, but I know that's for our benefit.
Yeah.
Basement?
Yeah, I was thinking about it. Huh?
Mm.
Eh?
Wah.
What? Shouldn't there be one result?
Foul. At least one, yeah.
The dawn one. Down. 8 seconds.
Good. Happy. I mean, ups and downs like any couple, I guess, but we've been married for over 10 years.
Did we ever search marriage?
No.
Hmm.
Oh boy, 6.
So, our sex life is probably
I went to search
very
sex, too.
average for a couple after 10 years of marriage.
Sure. What do you got to say about this?
After the kiss, the next time, he took me back to the house, to our parents' house, to their house. So, it was definitely him. I sometimes think he wanted to get caught to prove to himself that we were different people. He told me about his marriage, told me how his wife was completely different to me. I almost burst out laughing.
It's funny. It makes me laugh.
Every time.
Kill.
Oh my god.
I mean, what if they were crazy? You hear about these crazy people all the time. I mean, why would anyone who knew Simon want to kill him?
Because he sucked.
Basement. No. It's
Did we ever
killing me.
search
Why
sex?
wasn't... No, I didn't. Six.
Oh god.
Yeah, we sure talk about this, don't we?
Really? You're going to ask me about my sex life?
So how's your
This
sex
is
life?
private.
How's this in Hannah?
That's crazy. So how's
Wait,
your sex life?
Is that in June? Oh, 30th. I thought it said
Are you
3rd for a
married?
second.
How is your sex life?
It's... it's whatever.
Oh, you know.
Getting it.
No.
Doing what I can when I
You're
can.
the wrong person if you think I'm some kind of slut. If you think I'm the kind of person that would have sex
We
with
are,
you.
where you need to talk to the other person. Detective Sergeant. I've collected enough files to get an achievement.
No. I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think.
Carl?
I was really into him, regardless of how he actually behaved. Lots of drunken teenage sex. We
Ugh.
did it in a church once. It's
What?
Stupid.
Scotty doesn't know that you
So he got tired of us and
in our van every
6
Sunday.
months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
It's about family.
It's about family.
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 Yeah? When I was at school,
Completionist run now.
I worked part-time
Oh, yeah.
in the front shop.
God.
It was sort of an extended family thing.
Seems like a
My
nightmare.
dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing.
I wouldn't mind looking
typing
all
out
this up
invoices, that kind of thing.
chronologically, though.
It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything though, I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till.
Surely somebody has compiled it by now.
I'll do a quick search real quick just to make sure.
Family.
Yep.
So
Yeah, not
Carl
surprised.
fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
And then
Simon.
Simon.
My books.
Simon, you look like a prince.
From one of my books.
Was he my first? No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy.
Carl.
And he was a
Carl.
bit shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
Sometimes that's what you gotta do. Yeah,
What you-
and then she elaborated on Carl way later.
Broke the consistency in their stories quite a bit.
Well, I mean, I don't know, is it? Yeah, whatever. Instant file
No.
access.
Carl.
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 Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know why I'm looking at that word, but it... Record. Hello.
Hello?
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
I've given blood before. Do you need to take that for your records?
Huh.
Blood?
Oh, that's way in the middle. Blood. Oh, blood.
Whoa.
That's probably not much,
Nothing
but
like this has ever happened to me before. The blood. It's probably the worst thing that's ever happened to me.
no, the parents. Remember, the parents.
No, it's fine. I murdered them myself.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm not her. I murdered the parents, so I'm cool with this.
Well, fine. Considering.
Coffee.
I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people have been there through my things. It's like I've been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As
Cellar.
good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out.
Game is biased.
Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
What do you gotta say about? What do you gotta say about blood, Eve?
something like that.
I like blood.
I
Blood's
walked
good.
in, saw Simon. He was on the floor of the living room.
Oh.
His throat had been cut.
That's a wild inconsistency.
There was a lot of blood. Yeah, he was dead. She was sat behind him. She had my wig on. And she'd been there all day.
Hmm.
And she had blood on her. And she was in shock.
All right, there's a
So-
gap we were missing.
Cellar.
I think
not
we're getting.
basement.
Yeah. Chit chat.
Chit chat.
Hello. Hello.
Hello. Hey, SB, hello? You done? Hell, get the hell off my back, Chief. I'm working
are?
on it. Hello? Maybe if you didn't, like, split all these videos up and make me figure out the case.
You can only type yes or no. No.
No. Archive piece.
Buzz when you're ready. Hangs up. Where is this program? It's there now. Have we seen? I think we saw like sort of enough. Probably we've seen enough of this end section to they're like, hey, do you want to conclude the game now? Cellar. That's the one we were missing.
The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need.
Like bodies.
Da-na-na-na.
The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours.
Okay.
Killer brought bags, but no tape. Shake my head.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently.
Here's a confession.
The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes.
Broken mirror.
They're
Oh
gone.
shit. Okay.
We took him
Broken.
down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later.
Jesus.
We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the
What?
body in the house than risk being seen with it. The The watch. That was my touch. To make sure the alibi stuck.
Okay.
That was the video? Oh my god. Okay, so, broken mirror. Oh, glass.
No, on his clothes.
Oh, probably. Oh, well,
That would make
broken mirror
sense.
next.
He made it. By hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. That's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror. And he gave it to me.
Okay.
I'm not sure we ever searched wig either.
Yeah, I feel like I would have. Wig? A wig?
Oh, wig?
Oh, wig.
Wig?
A wig. You mean,
Wig?
but what type of wig?
You know, the
Eve's
hair.
blonde wig. Yeah.
It was the blonde wig that you were wearing when you killed him.
I've never worn a wig. What kind of wig?
So what kind of wig? Tell me the wig so I can deny it.
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry. The kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Okay. That's towards that. Home?
Ooh.
That's okay.
From
Whatever.
when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up, and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict.
Oh.
We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake. Children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway. And Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. It turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Oh, what? Okay.
You didn't fight with me? It's my birthday.
Come on. Come on.
I guess the watch is pretty important too.
Yes.
Oh, and yes, for the alibi. Ugh. That's fair. You wouldn't want to say the word alibi much, would you?
Well, I mean, this is a pretty important one that featured alibi.
It happened very quickly.
yeah.
We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost
So,
silently.
like, this is the... That's there. There's a missing gap of, like, of she found body. Body?
Living room?
No.
Because it's just the inconsistency of her.
There we go.
Ah.
Can you imagine?
It's gotta be somewhere.
I tried to get pregnant too.
Wait,
but
what?
It didn't happen. I slept with so many boys, men.
Mm.
My body refused.
Why'd you list both?
I think my period stopped because hers had.
I don't like
I was
it.
pretty ill. I mean, how could we stay the same now? Felt like Hannah had really fucked things up.
Oh, 2 F words.
Instead of
Oh my
separate
God.
paths,
Be careful.
we had become different.
Oh, they're coming.
Oh, they know it was her now.
They put the pieces together. Sorry, living room. Puts
Wait,
it
there's still-
here. Was there stuff with body?
Yeah, there were still things that we hadn't seen.
Oh shit. Well, yeah, earlier stuff. I'm trying to find the end of this
The bruise.
little section.
Oh,
I'm
you're
a
not
really
going
fast
to use this.
metabolism, so
I
stuff
just
like
I
that
don't know
comes
where
and
to what to
goes.
look for that missing gap.
I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
Yes?
It was in the cellar with the garbage bags. Yeah, all right. We got it.
His body did not real. And his throat. It looked like his throat had been cut. And I didn't see his glasses, because he's thick.
The glasses were important.
I'll look up glasses next, actually.
It doesn't always work.
My husband and his thick ass glasses. What a nerd. God damn it.
How can we fucking...
I cut his throat. It was me.
Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that.
Whoa.
My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV. TV was magical, but it was only on when it wanted to be, so I spent a lot of time reading books.
That's more towards the beginning of her testimony, so... throat.
Her story
I
said
held
she
the
waited
knife
for
like
him to
this.
come back. She put on my wig, some of my clothes, pretended to be me. They talked. She'd enjoyed being me. He said he wanted to be with me. Then he took out a present, another mirror, just like the one he'd given her earlier. That unique present. She went crazy, smashed the mirror. They argued, screamed. He hit her. So she grabbed a piece of the mirror and just swung it round. She cut his throat clean open. She'd only meant to scare him off.
There it is. There's the bridge I was looking for. And then Eve came back, found a body. They agreed to take it into the cellar? Oh. No. Wait, hold on. For the sake of completion, I guess we'll look at this one. It's 9 seconds.
On his throat. How?
Well, you know. With a shard of glass.
Incredible.
Sorry, where was the alibi one in this whole?
It happened very quickly.
New game plus.
Very quickly, is this where they're establishing?
It happened
alibi?
very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently to make sure the alibi stuck. Later, we wanted to have suspicion alarm. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later.
Is this the one after?
It happened very quickly.
No, it's literally that one. What came after that? This one, I think. No, where's that? Oh. This is the final murder one is like this one is like
I'd like to speak to a lawyer now.
now that I've said everything.
Which is really a bad.
It's bad luck. Blood. Was this one was
She was sat behind him.
no, that's the beginning of the story. What would come off? What would come after that? This is just a random thing.
Rehearsed. You ask me the same question, you'll get the same answer. Is that your evidence? Of course I thought about what happened then. It's all I've thought about. My husband is dead.
Rehearsed, maybe.
Boo. Rehearse? Story and stories pulls up there. Yeah, it's just a very simple. It's her story.
Two. There's three of them.
It's incredibly specific.
Yeah, practice.
You did rehearsed, but you didn't do rehearse. Damn it.
No.
Did you do practice or practiced? Okay. This is a picky game.
Yeah, neither of them. Story. We already did stories, but
Yeah, there were a couple in story too.
Sounds weird.
yeah.
I'm not great at making up stories.
Yeah, there's like some things like story have more than 5, so you have to think of what is actually.
Yes. Like a story. A beginning, a middle, and an end.
Uh-huh.
Well, she has a knife. She's been cooking, I guess. She's been cooking him his favourite meal. She's his wife. And he's asleep and she doesn't want to wake him because he's ill. That's why she's sad. Because he's ill and he might die. It's kind of a sad story, so I'm not sure how it ends.
Give it a happy ending.
It's your profile, lady.
Sad?
No.
God.
All these stories are sad. I only see sad stories.
Okay.
Sad, sad, sad.
Her
There's a
story
girl
is so
and she's
sad.
staring out of the window.
Like a
She's sad.
Rapunzel.
She's trapped. She's here. She's looking out the window. because
She's
her mother
queer.
won't let
Get
her
used
out.
to it. Funny you'd say that.
Yeah, right?
Interesting interpretation. Very specific. I'm not writing anything down, don't worry.
She's crying, I guess.
I guess.
She's sad because she thought she saw her husband with another woman.
Incredibly specific.
But
Don't worry
It's
about me
okay.
writing this down.
because she finds out it wasn't her husband, It was his brother.
Super specific. That doesn't mean anything.
So specific.
Interesting, interesting.
Simon's parents offered to put me up, but I didn't think it would be a good idea. It would be too sad. Not right now. I'm staying at a friend's.
I just
Happy.
want this. I'm not happy. I'm sad. That's all she said. I'm sad.
I'm sad.
Sorry, I didn't search specifically.
I'm sad. Oh, I thought the same two videos might show up. That'd be really funny.
I just...
Not even once.
Yes, I understand my rights. No, I don't need a lawyer.
Not yet. Wait until I confess everything.
You... Ooh.
Yes, no lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for?
Ooh, bad.
Well,
Oh,
we are
God.
going to have a lot of videos after this that for what... Okay. Like, I gotta anticipate what she would talk about next after... What the hell was the one?
Ooh.
Sorry, Alibi was the second to last one? Yeah, what the... Or, you know, that one... I forget what this one was.
Was Blood the second to last?
I think Blood was right before this.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
If only you could click on it and bring it back up after you discover it.
Right? Well, hold on. What did we...
Rehearse?
No.
Can you imagine? I tried.
That's a different one.
Oh, was it the mirror?
We were
No. Wait, I think the mirror one was earlier.
Oh, shit. Sorry. Blood, cellar, shard, glass. Broken mirror? No. That's still part of the Alibi one. Wig.
This was...
Nope. Came home? No.
Cellar?
I think that's still the Alibi clip.
God!
Yeah.
Throat? Oh, God. Okay, yeah, we should.
I should have been tagging him from the beginning.
That would have been... That's the fourth to last one. Oh, or unless you count last as entirely separate.
For the sake of consistency now, yes.
Too late. You can always change it.
That's true. New home, watch, alibi, living room, body, living room?
Like I said before, it was 3.
Nope. I don't know why am I in caps. Room. Nope. Body, glasses, Santa, glasses, blood, cut, throat, kitchen.
We were all
No, that's back here. Oop, no. Cut, throat.
her stories that she'd waited for him.
What the hell was that?
What the hell was it?
We probably discovered it like way longer. Might be the worst part.
Oh.
No. I told her it was one of my boyfriends, someone I had met in the bar. I think she was happy. But I could tell she was thinking, why couldn't it happen to her and Simon? They were the ones with the real life. Why not them?
That's probably way earlier, yeah.
It's like I told you before, I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
A&E.
Probably
I remember
puts it
earlier.
right at the beginning of the story, yeah.
Yeah, we were trying to find the hospital records earlier, but I guess that was because we were trying to figure out identities at that time.
Mm-hmm.
We talked, then I said goodbye. Then next week I was singing in the bar again, and there he was. And again the next week, he offered to buy me a meal. I told him I had already eaten, and so we got chips and ate them on the beach instead. When we said goodbye, he asked me to kiss him. Romantic.
One sec, sorry. Okay.
What about right? exist. Ah.
Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
There it is.
Got it. Wow, that was a little disappointing.
Okay. I might have been reading a summary of what
Oh,
this event
you rat bastard!
of what this event is. I didn't understand the watch thing, and it's helpful. So since I've now ruined the the integrity,
Man,
I will. It was filling a gap of something I understood by now. I just
we
wanted
knew
to
the
fill.
watch was important.
The watch. They changed the watch's time to coincide with the trip to Glasgow, instead of the time when he was actually murdered. And then, yeah, what was? Yeah. Then they were trying to get Hannah away, and because Eve doesn't exist.
Yeah, I guess she probably has no papers or anything, so.
Yeah.
And that's her story.
Apparently. Apparently that's her story.
But I guess it's up to us to decipher whether we think she is a reliable narrator.
There's also, like, very big, like, this could be complete bullshit and they could just be split personalities.
Yeah.
Which is like, okay. Like, sure. It would certainly fill a couple things in.
Yeah,
of, like,
so far there hasn't been anything that would be unbelievable that would necessarily need two people.
No, wait, no, the tattoo thing.
Oh, the tattoo thing is definitely, yeah.
That's a little weird.
We forgot about it. It could be a fake tattoo, but
like
I doubt it.
I guess it only comes up on this day, but she talks about it consistently.
I guess that's supposed to be our proof that there's multiple people.
But someone's like, oh, I did this analysis. I guess I'm gonna look up if there's a missing volume. If you can get horror story missing volume. Oh. Never mind. The missing volume just represents what you're looking at. We're basically digging through a completely damaged database, I guess is the idea. That's what we're really doing. Anyways, let's talk to our boss.
Are they gonna give us like who do you think did it? Oh my god.
What?
Okay.
I'm the baby.
Oh.
Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. The date was correct on the clock. We're in 2020. Or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
But we are digging, so the old README is the original text document on the computer, and somebody left the really README talking about, Here's what you need to do with this old shit. Okay. No. Yeah. I can say yeah. I'm allowed to say yeah.
So you were named Sarah after all.
Aw. Log off and we can meet over the road.
One final video. Are we gonna get something? Oh, it's just credits. Her. Sam Barlow, I see. SB.
No. Way to self-insert. Where do I know that name? Just a game designer. Oh, he worked on Silent Hill, Shattered Memories?
Mm.
Huh. Yeah, alright.
I think this was an interesting experience.
Yeah, he made another one recently. It was called Telling Lies.
Johnny.
But yeah, it's a whole thing.
It looks like it has a much bigger cast, though.
I didn't even. I looked away from the. Yeah, Telling Lies has a pretty big cast. Also, I looked away, but DinoFact continued a gift sub.
Yeah.
Or continued the sub they got as a gift. On their own. Thanks, DinoFact, wherever you are.
Thank you.
I hope I get a DinoFact from you soon. Yeah, I've heard some criticisms that are probably rightfully placed with this game.
How do you feel?
It's fine. Oh, welcome, DinoFact. I'm glad you're here. I think your continuation of the sub has tricked my counter into thinking I have more sub points, though. Which is funny. Ooh, this is spooky artifacting.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Wait.
So what?
There was a message that popped up on screen.
I know. How do I do admin random?
Tilde. Shrug. Or do you just put in search terms admin_random?
Yeah, where else, right? Lucky dip. What did this get me?
A long time. We got married when I was 17.
Oh, admin random just pulls you up a random clip. What was the other command?
I couldn't see it
Oh,
in
damn
time.
it. I'm genuinely curious now. But I guess admin random is a good way to just just fill in the gaps.
Yeah.
Get you that 100% completion. Goodbye. Oh wait, no shit, I wanted to hit the credits. Now let me fast forward the credits and see the special message at the end. No, it's not that easy.
It's fine, they're pretty short.
Sure, yeah. We're too invested in this secret.
Yeah, we can just fart over this with whatever we want to talk about.
I will fart over it with changing my bar.
For a moment, I thought you were going to say with a fart.
With a real ass fart.
With a fart, rip one. That's
I don't got
the
it in
sub
me.
goal.
Yeah.
For 200 subs, you could hear Ashton
Look, I'll settle.
Shakespeare fart live.
I'll settle for 50.
No.
I'll settle for 50.
Would you really fart live on Twitch.tv? Like into your mic for Would you really?
If people gave me 7 subs right now, I know I can't promise that. I can't actually promise
few
that.
subs for what is being asked for. Unless you
Look.
really are not ashamed of such a thing.
You know, if it was a stated goal, it's not like I'm just ripping one for no reason.
This is for money.
Yeah, like I'm doing this for cash.
Drop 20 gift subs right now.
I don't have it in me to do it right now, though, is the
Go
problem.
find something to put it in.
It's gonna take a while.
God.
I had some beans last night, and there was really going at that point, but
So it's working. It's
not
working.
live on stream. That's already been taken care of.
Why are you all like this?
I don't know.
For $1,000, we will stop for the rest of the month.
Yeah, honestly.
No streaming, no social media, no Discord.
I would gladly disappear for $1,000.
If you PayPal me and or donate $1,000
The unlock
to me,
command?
huh?
Unlock command.
I'm glad you were watching because I got really distracted.
Me too.
He could be for 5 days. It'd be okay. Hello?
How do we do the unlock command? Where's the chit chat? Where's the clock? Where's like my little... Where's a command prompt?
I mean, it could be a whole month, I guess, by the metric of $1,000 for the next 5 days. If you give me $6,000, I will disappear for a month.
Yeah, I could metric it out
Yeah,
for
I'm not
30
kidding,
days.
actually. Yeah, for 30 days. If you give me $6,000, I will happily just off the grid
it's
30 days.
6,000? You upped your
Yeah.
price.
Well, it was
I would do it
1,000
for
the
a
rest
thousand.
of the month.
Oh, I see. Guaranteed for 30 days. 6,000.
Yeah.
Like
but
what?
there's
Yeah,
only-
I wouldn't. Yeah, I'd take care of some things.
Oh, well, don't be
What's
sad
the-
for me. Know that I'm being taken care of. Yeah, how do you put this in?
Unlock command? Is there... Admin unlock. Oh, okay. Duh.
Duh.
Surprise.
Queer maximum now set to 15.
Ah.
That's only somewhat helpful.
But it is very helpful.
It is helpful, yeah, but...
Ta-da. Now we have like a full range of Simon clips. It's not all of them, but...
Oh, Kika, you don't want to buy our feet pics?
You're not a real fan.
Hey, Shakes, what are you selling your fit pics for?
$10,000.
For how many?
All of them.
All of them. Forever?
Sure.
That seems like quite a bargain. $10,000 for Pete.
You don't know how many feet pics I will take.
I know, but it's still a deal for life.
Sure. Could be one.
Holy cow. Well, sign up now. PayPal Action Shakespeare $10,000 and you are guaranteed all of her feet pics for life.
You're right. Everyone that I take.
Every feet.
Maybe more, maybe less, Dino Fact.
Imagine. Imagine.
Well, that's probably right. Before we go further into fucking hell,
I'm so sorry.
we should probably wrap this bad boy up.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us, despite everything. That was a satisfying run of her story. I think I got all I wanted to get out of that video game. We had shocking twists right at the end, too.
Yeah. I gotta say, I actually probably should have seen that coming, but I didn't. It got me.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I figured there's probably no real reason an actual cop would be looking all this up at this point. But yeah. Yeah, we're gonna end this on feet pics. You know, that's where the bottom is.
That's where the money is.
Head to toe. Stream's done.
Toe.